That is right. Today I'm going to be doing a full comparison. This is the DJI Action 4. This is the GoPro Hero 11 Black. We're creating real estate videos. Which one's going to work best? We're going to be testing outside vlogging. Now, you turn it backwards and you get the sun behind you. Is there a better picture? You're seeing a split screen, so you can already see what you like better. Then we'll go inside the houses and see those low light situations. I do run into an issue with both of these. Drives me absolutely nuts. But there is a clear winner in this whole debate, and I will break down everything you need to know so that you can buy the best camera to shoot the best real estate videos and generate a ton of leads from them. And do not miss the end of this video where I break down what I don't like about both of these cameras. But we do have a third camera coming here in the next few days that I will be testing. But there is a clear winner, like I said. Let's check them out.
It's live.
We're both live. We're gonna go video and see which one looks better. So I've got audio on. So I am recording audio through my DJI receiver. That's gonna be the main audio. Over here, what I'm looking at, this is the new Action 4 Osmo. This over here, this is the GoPro Hero 11 Black. So it's the newest GoPro that I have. They might have a 12 out now, but it doesn't matter. Any one that they've done from 8, 9, 10, 11, they've been basically the same to me. So right away, I've got the light behind me. So I'm walking into a house. So real quick, we're gonna look at the Osmo, and having the sun behind me, again, low light situation will show inside. And then over here, this is the GoPro. So if you forget and you're doing a lot of vlogging where the sun's behind you, now you can see again, over here is the GoPro with the sun behind me, and then we'll switch over to the Action 4. That is with the sun behind me. If we turn it, both of these I expect are gonna have great picture quality. So now we'll start over here with the Osmo. I'm just gonna say the DJI, it's easier. DJI is over here. We're looking at that, and then now we've switched over to the GoPro, seeing if there's any kind of difference in the film color or anything. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna go in the house, and I'm gonna just do a bunch of sweeps and stuff to just see how the color grading does and everything. So right away we walk in, I usually come in like this. And again, this is on just auto for both of these. So here's a laundry room sweep, in and out. Again, I'm not doing a lot of crazy transitions and stuff. I just want to see color. All right, so the first thing that I noticed on the GoPro, I was on wide angle on the GoPro and wide angle on the Action 4. And the wide angle on the DJI was so much wider that I actually just turned off the film and I put it on extra wide. So now the GoPro's on extra wide angle, whereas the DJI still has more room to go wide angle. The one thing I want to see is if it fisheyes, this GoPro way more. I can kind of see it in my screen here, it does. All right, so what I'm gonna be doing is breaking this video down now that I've actually been able to see it and it's been edited, and I will tell you the things that I like and don't like right away. I've used the GoPro for all these videos and it's been on that just normal lens. When I went super wide, you probably noticed it like I will, and you will going forward. It is brutal. Having it on the ultra wide mode makes it basically a circle, a sphere, and the edges are terrible. It almost makes you sick. So it is okay in that smaller mode, but you can notice just how little of the room. So right away, the DJI, just on the wide mode, it's got a very good square picture, and it's way wider than the GoPro. So for me personally, right out of the gate, I would go with that DJI for that, especially if I was using it inside a house to try and get, those big wide angle lens. So you're gonna see it here for a little bit, just be very fish-eyed on the GoPro. But now they're about the same. So this DJI is really wide, and I have the ability to go even wider if I want to. So now we'll go into this bathroom. It's a little bit more dim. I think I can already see that black line on the GoPro, which I'm about ready to throw the, oh no. The Osmo did it too. I don't know why it does that, but I've actually noticed my, We'll see if that comes out. If you guys are seeing that, that drives me absolutely bonkers. All right, so I came home after this, and I just had to figure this out. Why am I getting these black lines? You know what? And I've actually noticed it not only on these Action cameras, but even on my Sony camera. So I went and I started doing some research. Now, the one thing that I've noticed is that you do see those black lines, and it happens in a certain spot. But secondly, it has nothing to do with the actual quality of the lens or the camera, which is what I thought. It actually has to do with the shutter speed. So what's happening is when I go into those hallways, especially with bathrooms, and there's no real natural lighting around or closets, you actually have a frequency here in the United States of 60 hertz per second, which a lot of us know. In Europe, it's 50 hertz per second. So what's happening is that my shutter speed on automatic is adjusting up and down for low light and highlight situations. So that shutter speed could be at 1/50 or 1/80, right? And so if it's not at 1/60, then you're gonna see those black lines, and you're also gonna see flickers in the lights. So if you've ever noticed flickering or any of that, that is the reason why. So it's very simple to be able to go in and, you know, put it to manual mode, and that brings up a good point. On the DJI, you can touch the side of the screen and switch it to manual and do it like that quick. GoPro, I'm not gonna lie, I've used it for so many years, I couldn't figure out how to get it onto a manual mode and mess with it. Like, you really have to go deep in the settings. So if you're gonna be shooting with these Action cameras, just have a setting on there to where you will have that shutter speed at 1/60 or 1/120 in those low light situations. But I will admit, like a Sony camera, something with a bigger sensor on it, it doesn't happen as often because the low light and all that, it's not changing as much. So I rarely see it on my Sony, but now we do have a setting even on my DSLR camera when I go inside to kind of brighten things up and keep that shutter speed the same. So it isn't the actual GoPro or the DJI, it's just that shutter speed. So make sure that you do that whenever you're shooting inside. Why these Action cameras do that, but you've got black lines going through the film. Here's in the closet. So whenever there's a lot more light, the DJI seems to hold up way better, but there's black lines on the GoPro on the right. So that is kind of worrisome on the DJI. You can see it there again. I don't know if anytime you get these super low light, it does that, right? Okay, here's a window check. So I'm just gonna put it against the windows. Jojo.
Yes.
Guess what happened in there?
What happened?
Both of them got the black lines when we went low light in the closet.
They got the black lines.
Yep. Immediately you can see the DJI's way better picture,
Yeah.
but ultra low light, you're really gonna have to monitor, watch it, or go some kind of manual program, which I don't like doing. I like automatic, right?
Yeah, so it seems like the Action camera's made
Yep.
for some type of action.
Which next, video that I'm gonna do on another camera that's inexpensive, hopefully solves that issue. But that's another big reason I went kind of that Sony camera is to, and that's not even low light, that's in a closet that has lighting, or in a master bathroom that has lighting. The lights are on, but it's just rolling those black lines, which drives me nuts. So yes, you can completely avoid that. Whenever you see those black lines, you've got to really crank up the lighting, do something, but I've dealt with it for years. It's something you can too. So now what I wanna do, I've got really good lighting. These should be pretty awesome right now. I wanna do an audio test. So we will cut this microphone off, and now you're hearing me from the GoPro Hero 11 Black right here. This is the audio, so we're just gonna do a microphone test on that. Now, one thing that I do is I'm vlogging a lot, so if I'm talking like this, it's probably pretty decent audio. If I wanna turn and talk about this house over here, this is a really nice Toll Brothers house. We're out here in this community right now. I just want to notice or see if the audio picks that up. That is one reason I use a lav mic, no matter what kind of camera, even using Sony's, GoPros, anything, I'm gonna put a lav mic on so I can control my audio. Now we're switching over to that Action 4 audio. So in fact, we can run the screen split so you can still see the video quality, but now the audio is coming from the DJI. So this is the built-in microphone, which I have heard is so good that you wouldn't ever need another external microphone. I've got a gentle breeze right now, 5 miles an hour. I know if it gets a little windier, sometimes that can mess up the audio. It can bring in a little bit of ambient noise to that, whereas this microphone with the wind jammer here, it's you're never gonna have those issues. You got some framing going on, some construction. So again, just an audio test real quick. Now I want to turn my head, and here's a new, you know, tri-point home. This is going to be about 2,500 square feet. So this will be, you know, a great little home digger here, right? Audio test. That was the DJI. So as you can hear there, I think there is a distinct quality between the DJI and the GoPro. I thought the external microphone on the GoPro was basically trash. I mean, you just heard that wind just pounding that camera, right? So the whole time it's just very awkward. And so when you shoot these videos and you've got just nothing but wind and ambient noise and cars and framing nailers and stuff going on, it can be a major deterrent to the video. And what you also noticed is both times when I turned my head away and talked, it was very, very, very faint. You couldn't hear it. So you have the ability in post-production to raise those audio levels, but it's gonna be blown out and it's gonna sound like crap. So both cameras, they did not hold up very well against wind, but I do think, you know, again, if you're on a budget and you just need one camera, you know, that action camera. Now again, next week, I'm gonna be breaking down what I think is the ultimate situation and the ultimate camera for us real estate agents, for content creators. It is simply amazing, but right now, out of the gate, those two action cameras that we're going with, the DJI's microphone is just, it's superior to the GoPros. Now I don't do a lot of running and I'm gonna start huffing and puffing, but I'm now just gonna run down the road a little bit and we're gonna see if, you know, sometimes what I do is I'm driving and I put the camera out the window, and I will admit that GoPro is silky smooth. So I've always had great luck with the GoPro Hero 7 Black and 8 Black, the early edition, and I just kind of dealt with all of its quirks of it shutting off and stuff. But one thing that I've always loved about it is that I can literally turn it out the window. We can be driving, hauling ass. I can be running, trying to catch something, and I'm always gonna have really steady wide angle footage. So we're gonna go for a little jog here. Again, I got the DJI over here on the right, and I got the GoPro here on the left. Just seeing if these are pretty steady, how well they do. Now we're rolling up. Gonna go check out on Jojo and see what he's up to. I'm gonna turn you around real quick. We will drive with these and show that footage too to see how the B-roll goes. The cool thing about this telescopic, here's a different angle we could do. So now I'm holding it telescopically, but let's say me and Jojo drive around, I could take this and I can get it pretty high out the window. So it's almost like a drone look to it, especially if I take these cameras and bend them back. So I'm just walking right now, but now we can get, you can get a pretty cool look this way, you know? This might add just a little bit of a different look to your videos to get up a little higher. And just looking at the batteries right now, the DJI is at 82% and the GoPro is at 87%. So I think the battery length is probably gonna be almost identical. It's just gonna be, you know, whether these things freeze up or not. Both of them seem to be working pretty good right now. We did run into the issues of the black lines, you know, in low light situations. But again, I'm not seeing it. Once I get to go back into my you know, studio, I'll be able to actually see if it is a lot brighter, the footage from the DJI to the GoPro. And if you would right now, comment down below, which camera do you think is working better? Wait till the next video that I do. I'm actually gonna be bringing out another inexpensive camera that is everything you need in one. Again, so it's very simple, it's very affordable, and I think it might be a better option than both these. But right now, you guys comment down below which camera, if you were gonna go buy one, would you be using? We're just driving right now. I'm gonna stick you out the window. Actually, I'm gonna telescopic this thing way out there and we'll just see what picture we like better. This is the DJI and that right there is the GoPro.
And here you go. Oh, Jojo. comment down below. What B-roll did you like better? The other thing that I thought was pretty cool about it was when I'm getting houses on this side of the street, it's pretty easy. But if I see something cool on that side of the street, it was tough with just a normal, you know, tripod or whatever. But now being able to get you up high, you can see it.
So overall, you're seeing there that sometimes the GoPro inside a house actually has a better picture. Sometimes outside it looks a little brighter. When you really pause the video and look at the differences, you'll notice that the DJI has just a crisper, more sharp picture. I do feel like, especially with the 10-bit technology, that's got billions of pixels that really helps out with coloring. But really, overall, both cameras, I think video quality-wise, as long as you don't go on the super wide angle for the GoPro, you're gonna have pretty good picture. But the DJI just seems so much more simpler to operate, to run. It did have a little bit better audio. I think mainly just the way that you can use the DJI quickly with the touch button screens and stuff, which GoPro has as well, but you just had to go so deep to find what you needed on the GoPro. I'm really gonna give the nod to the DJI Action 4, but at the same time, if I was starting scratch and I needed a under $1,000, under a $800 budget camera that had everything, that's gonna be next week. But if you wanna see how I'm shooting these property videos that are going viral, getting 200,000 views or 500,000 views lately, I did a full video right here breaking down exactly how I do those. So go check that out in the meantime.